Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. So I can't believe it, just like that, Crown Jewel is done and dusted and we were so close to getting a clean sweep in the predictions. There was one outcome we got wrong and we're going to come on to that. The match involving Alexa Bliss for the women's tag team titles. Asuka and Alexa losing the titles to Damage Control. And firstly, I want to start off by saying I don't advocate 5-day reigns with the tag titles. However, there can be an exception to the rule with this because maybe they're progressing this Bray Wyatt storyline faster than initially planned, potentially. But it certainly seems like we are going to get some answers very, very soon. It certainly seems like the darker side of Bray Wyatt has not forgotten about WrestleMania 37 because, of course, when Alexa Bliss was getting interviewed alongside Asuka before her matchup, we saw the Bray Wyatt logo. Not only that, we saw a set of eyes, we saw the background that we saw from Extreme Rules in the television set in the Firefly Funhouse. We'll come on to that in a moment. And it's also worth noting that yes, we saw the logo with the red surrounding it, but we also saw the logo with green surrounding it. So what could that signify? Like, what could that be a sign of moving forward? Like, we don't know at this stage. We really don't. But what we certainly know is, Uncle Howdy, the darker entity, the mask, whatever's going on here is now trying to get through to Alexa Bliss. Now, we know that Bray and Alexa are trying to do the right thing. Alexa Bliss got therapy. She tried to rid whatever evil was inside her. We'll forget about Elimination Chamber. And Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, is trying to do the same as well. Trying his best to fight that darker entity, which on last week's episode of SmackDown, literally just yesterday, the day before yesterday, on time of recording this video, we know Bray is having some issues battling that. That darker side seems to be getting through to him. Now, in regards to the Bray Wyatt promo at Crown Jewel, we're going to go through that in tomorrow's video. I've actually already filmed that, but I'm going to put it up after this one because we're huge fans of Alexa Bliss on this channel. So I thought it was a strong talking point here to bring all of this up. So this darker entity seems like a higher power than what the Fiend was. It's trying to break Bray, and now it's trying to break Alexa. And one thing I thought was really interesting is for a split second, you can see those eyes flash up on the screen in the Alexa Bliss interview. Now, those are the same eyes that we've been seeing in the Uncle Howdy teases, if you like. And one thing I noticed from the Bray Wyatt promo is as soon as the darker entity was explaining that Bray is going to feel good, those eyes flashed up. So is the darker power trying to get Bray to go after Alexa? Now, I'm not sure that's going to be the case because the Bray that's trying to do the right thing, the face Bray, shall we call him, won't do that. Like, I don't think he will unless he's forced to by a higher power. So could he then be going after Alexa Bliss, that darker version going after him? Or is the darker power now going to try and break through to Alexa because it wasn't successful with Bray? Like, there's so many questions coming up and I absolutely love it. Now, one thing that really stood out to me was the background. Now, the background is the same background that we saw in the screen, on the television screen in the Firefly Funhouse when Bray returned at Extreme Rules. And that mask at the time had green eyes and it said very specifically, who killed the world? We did. Essentially, you did, madam, right? Well, actually the other way around. So Alexa Bliss sent the Fiend away, essentially, right? Eventually, she got rid of that darkness that was within her. But she didn't rid the darkness completely, because there seems like there's this higher power now. It hasn't been destroyed. And Bray, the face version, as we call him, knows that that's still there. Knows that there's that temptation to still go there. He promised to do horrible things and not feel bad for them, even the face version we've been seeing of Bray. So, what does this all mean for Alexa Bliss? Are we going to see some form of interaction on Raw now? Now, when Alexa had the tag team belts, I thought, great, that makes sense because she can now appear on SmackDown where Bray is. Now she hasn't got the titles. What does that mean for this next chapter in the Alexa Bliss situation? Now, I've always felt, going back a little bit, that WWE were always waiting in the wings for Bray Wyatt to return to WWE. That's why we never saw full commitment with the Alexa Bliss character. If you remember, she returned at Elimination Chamber, and then we didn't see her till May of this year return in this like punk rock version of Alexa Bliss. Unfinished version, it felt, of Alexa Bliss. Now, there's some bits of that character I liked. I also think Alexa's improved a lot in the ring lately. Like this video if you agree. I don't think she was that bad in the first place anyway. A lot of people slate her for her in-ring performance, as they do with Bray. And then they haven't gone fully in. It's almost like they've been waiting. And what have they all along been waiting for the return of Bray Wyatt? Alexa Bliss has teased her sister Abigail on several occasions, well actually only twice. Once at a live show and once on a Raw, I believe. What happens when she hits that sister Abigail? WWE, Bray Wyatt, Triple H and Creative are following through this storyline from WrestleMania 37, and it's going to be intriguing. There's going to be some form of big reveal. There's a big question surrounding Uncle Howdy, the mask, this darker entity. What is going to happen when Bray seemingly gives in? Because the master did say it's only a matter of time. You might as well join me now, essentially. I can't help but feel that vision of Bray staring at the screen, looking at those eyes. The same eyes we saw in the Alexa Bliss interview. Are there going to be answers there? Is there going to be a follow through? So many questions. As always, get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions. Where do you think this is going to lead? I think this is going to be psychological manipulation in regards to Alexa and this darker entity. And I think for a while we're going to see Alexa sort of teasing the dark side potentially, or going on to that dark side, or just giving in basically eventually. And then Bray doing the same. Now it's interesting to note that Nikki Cross came in and interfered in the Damage Control versus Oscar and Alexa match at Crown Jewel, because of course Alexa and Nikki have history together as well. I did actually put Nikki in my chosen Wyatt 6, so go check that video out if you haven't already. Although I don't think Nikki is concrete confirmed to go in the Wyatt 6, it's certainly going to be some form of tie-in. Because remember how Alexa kind of turned on Nikki when she went dark? They were tag team partners. Or this could be just Nikki doing Damage Control a favour. We don't know how all in WWE are going on the Nikki Cross gimmick moving forward. I hope it's better than the way they booked the Nikki ASH character, but that's another story. So, what's going to happen? Intriguing viewing, that's for sure. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new.